Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amber and I'm 22 years old. So today on my clip what I want to talk about is basically 9 tips that kind of helped me through depression. So look, I'm going for more kind of object things that actually helped me, or certain things I did myself that I found amongst in those really bad stages or those really bad times. They really helped me, and they helped me in different kind of ways. Obviously there's endless kind of things that you can do to help depression, but these are the kind of things that to this day, since the age of 13, I actually still sometimes use when I'm having a really bad day or in a really bad spot, and actually still remember as well. So usually those are the kind of ones that definitely help. So we'll start with the first one. Basically the first one that I would do is when I was going through my severe depression and I was in a really bad headspace, you felt quite trapped, and you didn't want to be around people, you didn't want to talk to people, you didn't actually know, I didn't even know how to handle it. I felt like I was just in this black hole and there was nothing and no one that could help me or how I would even get out of it. I didn't even know how to express how I felt or even ask for help. So one thing throughout my journey, I guess, that I learned is that I loved beaches, but I actually, more so than the beaches, I actually loved the waves. For me, it was really soothing to watch huge waves crashing on the sand. So for me that was a really calming kind of thing, maybe because it was kind of expressing how I felt in my head. It was just, you know, all these crashing thoughts and feelings, and I didn't know how to handle it. So as time went on, and obviously, you know, throughout all the different counselors and things that they, you know, gave me all these different ideas and mindfulness, one of the things that I actually did come out with was either in my room I would get a picture of the seas and waves, and look at them. So when I was feeling like a mess, I would look on my phone and get up a picture of crashing waves or watch a video. If I did live close to the beach or I was out and about and I was like, I just got to get out of here, I would go to the beach and hopefully there are waves, but even just sit there and just watch it and feel it, or even go in the water and feel the water on my feet. So that was kind of one thing for me. I think it's kind of trying to take your mind elsewhere and to that favorite kind of place that you have. Second one is I ate my favorite fruit. My favorite fruit is a nectarine. Fortunately I don't have a nectarine to show you, but everyone has a favorite fruit or food or something like that, and mine was actually a nectarine. I love the taste, I like the feel of it in my mouth and everything. So one thing I did get taught was a little bit of that kind of mindfulness and trying to, when you're in a really bad spot, at least trying to take you out of it, because you can go back to some really horrible memories that really affected you in your life. So for me it was eating nectarine when I could. So my mum would keep literally a bowl full of nectarines for me, and only when in season, of course, but I would literally just sit there and try as hard as I could just eat that nectarine and taste it and think about the feel of it in my mouth and how it tasted, and it always brought a smile to my face because it's one of my favorites. And that's a really awesome thing. You know, it might only be for 2 minutes that I felt that and then I go back into my hole, but that's still 2 minutes that kind of made me feel a little bit better, and that's 2 minutes that's really important. And it might not be to other people, but for us, when you're dealing with depression every day, day in, day out, 2 minutes out of your whole day can mean a lot to you. So that was another tip. So, you know, you could find sour lolly or a sweet lolly or even a pie or whatever it may be, you know, try obviously kind of eat it and really think about it and enjoy it. And if it is something that you really love, it will hopefully bring a smile on your face even for that 2 minutes. Third thing that I did when I was going through depression, I don't know about you guys, but I could not sleep. Yes, there are a lot of pills out there you can take, like melatonin and things, and I was given that, sleeping pills that can help. But I mean, sometimes they do work or they don't, or you might not believe in them. So for me, I would wake up, one, I couldn't even get to sleep. 2, I'd always wake up, and it was horrible. And not only are you tired, but you're really not in a good spot. For me, the best thing that I actually came up with was making a collage. So basically my mum got me an A1, so a massive piece of blank paper, and I went and got lots of different magazines, printed out things from my computer, glitter, gems, different pens, stickers, the works. I'm a kind of a creative person. You may not be, but if you are, what I would do is just literally hide all that underneath my bed or in my cupboard. And then those nights I'd wake up and literally, it was often, and it would be for hours at a time that I couldn't sleep because of all the thoughts running in my head and how horrible I felt, especially thoughts of suicide as well. So I would literally get up, turn my lamp on or turn my light on, and I'd get the stuff out, and I might be there for 5 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, 10 minutes, but I would just start sticking things on, and eventually I did that over quite a few months, and basically ended up with a beautiful collage at the end of it. And you can keep it, you could give it to someone, or it could be a reminder for you for helping you get through that kind of time. For me, it took a couple months for me to be able to finally finish it, because sometimes you only want to do a little bit on it, or but it was a piece of you, and it did kind of soothe me and calm me, and without even realizing, it actually took my mind off the thoughts and the feelings that I was feeling. It kind of just made me focus on one thing, and I was just absorbed in it in that moment, and it also made me really tired, so I eventually would go back to sleep. If I woke up again, I'd do the same thing again. So if that is something you'd want to try, I'd say definitely give it a go. It really helped me, and I did it for years when I was going through depression. And you can make small ones, big ones, or all sorts, but it's a pretty cool thing to actually see something you accomplish yourself as well at the end of it, if that's something you kind of enjoy. I guess the fourth kind of thing that I did, and I think a lot of people do or suggest you to do it, is writing in a journal. So any kind of journal, here, this one, Life is Sweet, or Believe in Yourself, any kind of journal that you want, but I would literally write in it constant, and there is no right or wrong. It doesn't need to be a diary. You could literally just write a word in there. I would draw pictures of horrible things sometimes, like black, and that's how I was feeling. Other days I would literally write about my day. Other times I'd write about my dream that I had, or the feelings, or even about someone that made me upset, or it can be anything. But I have to admit, for me, I personally did it to let everything out, because I didn't really want to talk to people. I kept it all to myself. So for me, writing it all down was to try let that out, and at least it was one way of venting. I hid it so no one would ever read it. No one to this day has ever read it. I actually, for myself, I had those journals, and I had A4 ones. I had 3 different journals throughout my whole time of depression, and they were full, and when I looked back at them, when I finally got better a couple years ago, and I look back at them, for me, the best thing for me to kind of move on was I actually burnt them. So that was kind of a different thing for me. I was able to let everything out, and then finally I was strong enough to be able to move on with my life, and not have that depression take over me anymore. So I burnt them, and it was like a release, saying goodbye to all that kind of time, and that suicide, and the black hole that I was experiencing. It basically consumed my life. So I mean, for other people, they want to keep it because it's kind of a reminder of that was my journey, but I've passed it now. Or even right in this moment, you might need one just to write anything. And honestly, if you don't want anyone to find it, really hide it, or take it with you. But I think for me, I just like to be able to write down how you felt, or actually anything. It was a really awesome release for me, and I think it's really important. If you're someone who can't talk to people or don't want to go talk to people, that's the best way, and you can put whatever you want in it. That is your sanctuary there for you.